Today I need to replace actuator for APU intake, and as always I would like to show you how to do it and tell you what is it. So let's take a look at it. Here you can see APU compartment and APU intake doors is here inside of over here, and actuator we can find in this section. This is a box inside of which we can find actuator. So first thing first, we need to remove a catwalk, and once we do that, we will get access to actuator, which is located inside of here. In this section, you can find quite interesting equipment like a fire bottle for the APU. This is actually firewall. There are your electric leads from the APU generator. There is a bleed duct for the airplane systems, that leads into the front, and this is stabilizer. Actually, this is the inner structure of the stabilizer, which you can see over here. That continues inside, and so we'll start with actuator. So as I mentioned before, first thing first, we need to remove the catwalk, which is this platform over here. It holds on 4 bolts.
And what is the purpose of this catwalk? Well, basically, whenever you do something in this section, you need to use it as a step. So that's the whole purpose.
Here is our actuator. We need to be sure that it's in a fully open position or retract position. For that we need a torque wrench and specified torque.
A few moments later.
Okay, so it's in, or it's open. We can start with a removal of the actuator. Actuator holds on 2 bolts. One is here, the other one is down here inside of bellows. We need to get to that point. We need to remove the bellows. As a first, what we need to do, we need to disconnect the connector, which is over here, and then we need to remove bonding jumper, which you can see over here. It is beautiful access as always, but nothing impossible. Once we remove bonding lead and connector, we'll remove the bellows, and then we'll try to remove the actuator. So let's go. As I mentioned before, first thing first, connector, plugs, one and the other end, good. And now bonding lead or bonding jumper.
And I guess regarding this point, we can jump it further, because it doesn't matter where I'll put the camera, either here or from the front, you will not gonna see anything thanks to my hands, because the place is really tight.
I need to remove this clamp, and as I showed you before, all the bolts around. So let's start with the clamp and the bolts. Okay, that's free movement, that's what we want. And now bellows. Several screws on the circumference. Now we have a nice access, let's say nice, easier access to the bottom bolt, and as well to adjustment section. So here you can see that. Here is a bottom bolt which holds the APU doors, and this is adjustment bolt with which we will later on adjust the actuator. But yeah, now there is nothing what will hold us from removal of the actuator. First of all, cotter pins. Second one, let's grab the bottom one. That's a nut and washer, and can push the bolt out. Now the door might move, but I secure it from dropping down. So yes, the door stays on position. And now we can focus on the top bolt. Nut, washer, clearing off the bolt, and as you can see, this is our actuator. Now we'll remove the bellows out of it, we'll transfer it to the new actuator, we'll place new actuator on position, and then we're not gonna secure it on the place because we need to adjust the position of the door. So we'll manually rotate it to the open position and then to close, and then I need to measure the gap on the doors. So let's prepare the new one. And here you can see our door. So this is open position or retracted, and this is extended position. It should be somewhere here, but that will adjust a little bit later on. And yeah, this is the view from the bottom. So here is the bottom end of the actuator, and it will retract it, or yeah, it will retract it inside like this. So this is the function, and this duct leads inside of the APU intake. So yep, let's install it. Now we need to apply a bit of Mastinox on mathing surfaces. With this, always wear gloves. I hate Mastinox, but it's good for this kind of job, but it's not really healthy thing. Okay, this is a new actuator. I already installed bellows on it, and we need to also retract it thanks to manual retraction point.
And why do we actually need this manual drive? Well, this actuator can be of course faulty, and for resuming operation of the APU we need to secure it in the open position and place it of course under MEL, which means minimum equipment list. This is list of minimum equipment with which airplane can fly for certain period of time, but we can talk about it some other day.
Okay, since I'm not able to install bottom bolt, the adjustment is required, which means that I already cut the lock wire and I turn it a bit, and now I need to extend it a bit more. Nut is loosed. Great, yeah, bolt is in. Nut. Which means that now it is secured, and I will make a measurement on the flap door if it is correctly flushed. And if that will be okay, I need to secure this adjustment screw. If not, I need to adjust it one more time.
And of course I measured the gap in open position and in closed position. Once I've been satisfied with that, I did the test, as you can see, which means that I connect also the connector, close the CBs, perform the test, which means the master switch on, master switch off, the flap move in and out, and once I was satisfied with the result, I returned back to finish my work.
Okay, adjustment has been performed. Basically, you need to measure the gap between the door and the frame, and yeah, if this gap is fulfilled, which in my case it is, so I can secure the screw or I can secure the nut on the bottom end with lock wire.
And you have two options, either you can pull the actuator out or you can do it like I did when it is installed there. And once that is done, I can finalize installation, which means that I need to tie the top and bottom bolt with nut, and as well as always I need to torque it to required volume.
And it was the smallest one. I go to the highest one to get it in the hole. Right, that's one. Now the bottom one. Great. Holes are aligned. Now, cotter pins.
And of course the alignment of the holes is quite really important, because you can really struggle in such a tight spaces. And actually cotter pin on the top is quite easy to install, but the bottom one you will bit struggle thanks to bellows.
I'll install the bonding lead.
And actually installation is a bit easier because you don't have sealant there which protect bolt and nut, but still place it on the spot, it's challenging.
So basically almost everything is installed. All what's remaining is a connector and
And since this area is exposed to the outside world, we need to protect every connection with a sealant, which means then we need to apply on the top and bottom connections, bolt and the nut head, and especially on the bonding lead, which will prevent, of course, buildup of the corrosion. And after application, we need to make it nice and smooth.
Awesome. Well, that's it. Okay, now we can install the bellows. That was the last bolt. We can install the catwalk.
And of course, before you close something, it's important to inspect the area if there are no any leftovers, and most of the time even there is no duplicate inspection required. I'm asking my colleagues to, let's say, take a look to avoid any kind of error.
And since all tools are packed and everything is back in normal, we can close the panel.
Most of the access panels are made as a quick access, which means that you have some sort of latch on it. Since we're not going in this compartment that often, it is secured with the screws.
So, let's move the flap. Okay, so let's perform the test. We need to close CBs. Activate the batteries. This is part of troubleshooting. We need to perform full run. So we'll make a APU fire test. Good. Now ECB in, master switch on.
Once I press the master switch button, the ECB will give command to the actuator to fully open the intake door. Once they're fully open, I will get indication on the cam that doors are open.
Yes, that's what we want, flap open. Let's switch on the APU.
Start of the system is completely automatic thanks to, again, ECB, which is responsible for controlling every parameter. And if there will be something wrong with the APU, ECB will automatically shut it down and we'll get the failure message. But in this case, everything is okay. And once we reach 85%, we will get indication of the generator. And when we reach 100%, we'll get indication available on the ECAM and on the start button. And from this point, we can start to use the APU's full potential to supply airplane with compressed air and with electricity.
Everything's fine, so let's switch off the APU. And basically, that's what we want. APU works as it should, of course.
And this is all about APU air intake flap actuator. If you have any questions, as always, write them down in the comments below. Also, as always, do not use this as a replacement for your maintenance manual, but always use latest documentation released by manufacturer. Thank you for watching. My name is Tomáš, this was Aircraft Maintenance with Zeto, and I'll see you on next video. Bye.